very early NFL win total movers, line movers, opened up virgin numbers Sunday at the South Point. Now these, we'll see what happens here with the action. They were taking a lot of bets at the South Point Sunday afternoon when these came out. First up, the Browns bet up from 4 to 4.5. You know, listen, they won one game last year and they were lucky. We'll see if they're improved. I don't know whether it's Osweiler at quarterback, Cody Kessler. Could be a long year for the Browns again in a tough division.
Well, we need to know one thing right from the get-go, okay? This is not a mature market. I'm surprised that we haven't seen more books open over the last 24 hours. I expect we'll see more this week. But this much is very clear about this market. Once the numbers start to move, there tends to be one-way action right until August. Unless there's some key injury or they look awful the first couple of weeks of the preseason. You know, in this market, the line movers keep moving. There's no resistance. There's no buyback prices. So if you like one of the teams we're talking about, make the bet as soon as possible. Not tomorrow, not Friday, not next week, not next month, not in August. And Cleveland, you know, I mean, obviously it's a team that only won 4 games over the last 2 years combined, but the Browns will be better this year. Their schedule last year was a disaster. It's not as tough. And the markets for all the teams generally expect a regression to the mean. That means the teams that had the lowest win totals, their win totals will become higher the following year than what they actually won. The same thing with the top teams. The teams that, you know, if you win 14 games, you're not going to be lined as a 14-win team. You're going to be lined 11, 11 and a half, something like that. So it's understandable why the Browns were bet over. That's why we used them as a play of the day recommendation earlier in the week, because we knew that number wasn't going to hold. And Cleveland 4.5 likely to be the broader market number.
All right, I don't agree with this move. Jags from 5.5 up to 6. Here's Jacksonville. Remember, they were the #1 bet team last year, and they didn't even sniff their win total. A lot of people thought they'd make the playoffs. 3-13, 5-11, 3-13, 4-12, 2-14, 5-11. Blake Bortles has more pick sixes than wins. There's your problem.
Yeah, well, again, you know, why was the total so low to begin with? Obviously, you're talking about a team that hasn't cashed a single season wins over bet or won more than 5 games in a season since 2010. The Jags have been an under machine in recent years. But why do the wise guys like them? First, there's been a talent upgrade, all right? It's significant and it's real for Jacksonville. We didn't see the improvement last year, but make no mistake about it. You look at this roster compared to where it was 2 or 3 years ago, night and day better. And, of course, the new head coach, Doug Marrone, the market don't love him, but they like a new guy in front. And, of course, they got Leonard Fournette. Now, all of a sudden, this team has a marquee player. They have an identity. And, again, all wise guy money. And I don't disagree with that move at all. Jags should, the right total for Jacksonville was 6, not 5.5.
Yep, this made sense. Titans under, bet from 9.5 down to 9. That's an interesting division, and that's asking a lot for the Titans to win 10 games.
Yeah, and obviously they're not being asked to win 10 anymore. Now 9 is a push with the money coming on the under for Tennessee. And look, the Tennessee's a trendy team. They have a relatively easy schedule compared to last year, and the AFC South, not the toughest of divisions. But let's be real, that 9.5, it didn't pass the eye test. And bettors are legitimately worried about Mariota's injury history, even though his broken leg recovery appears to be going just fine.
And this moved right away, and rightfully so. You've been making money every year with this. Patriots over from 11 to 11.5. Here's the defending champs the last 14 years. Wins 14, 12, 12, 12, 12, 13, 14, 10, 11, 16, 12, 10, 14, and 14. Come on.
Yeah, it's really hard to bet under given those numbers. But why is it so low? Again, the markets expect regression every year, even from teams like New England. You know, the regression to the mean. And let's not forget the one factor. Tom Brady's friggin' 40 years old. And at some point, the betting markets say age has to start catching up with this guy. You have literally no history of NFL quarterbacks at his age having any sort of success. So that's why the number was perhaps a little bit too low. Bettors corrected that mistake right away. You won't see 11 with New England anywhere else at any point between now and the start of the season.
Raiders yesterday moved from 9.5 to 10. 2 big bets on the Raiders over, bumped it up to 10.
Yeah, and in my opinion, honestly, this is a false move. There's 5 big, you know, 5 teams moved off their opening numbers, and the first 4, that's where the number's supposed to be. This one is wrong. and this one is coming back, and we say, all right, the lines come one way and they never go back the other way, this one's gonna. Let's not forget, the Raiders are a lame duck team in Oakland. Don't underestimate the loss of their home field edge and their fan support. And now all of a sudden there's a bunch of moneyed Raider fans in Vegas making bets on their team. So you may see some good odds here in Las Vegas to bet against Oakland. In my mind, this is one of them. This 10 on the Raiders to move from 9.5 to 10. Again, I don't think it's going to hold, and I don't think the broader market is going to line Oakland as a 10-win team going into 2017.
All right, I agree with the second part. The first part, they're sold out, and there's a long waiting list to get tickets. So they're a Super Bowl contender. They'll be fired up in Oakland the next couple of years. Hey, guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.